So building in New Zealand and consenting in the Bay of Plenty is the key to the whole operation, because it's much more effective to have a very good relationship with one council than it is to go all over New Zealand talking to every council. So our clients in Wellington, Auckland, all agree, bring them into Tauranga, consent them in this yard, and then shoot them off to wherever they have to go. So the key to the operation is to develop a good relationship with one council and then keep improving on that. This is the first house ever built here in the Bay of Plenty by our company, beautifully built. It's now up in Titirangi in a fully approved house. This one here on Lake Rotorua, also built in Tauranga Bay of Plenty, now down in Rotorua area. And this one here is actually in the Bay of Plenty, Kaimai Road, in the lower Kaimais, and very beautiful house actually, very nice on the inside as well. This one was built in our yard for the Western Bay of Plenty Council for the Centennial Park Sports Facility, and this is a few years old now, but solid as a rock. This one here is again built in the Bay, but sent down to Apotiki, Waiotahi area, and very effective project. It just, bottom line, it's too expensive to build in New Zealand. During the time this was being built, the Christchurch earthquakes were happening. The cost of building skyrocketed. In the end, this went way over budget. We lost money on it, and we finally bit the bullet and made the decision that we would have to consider building in China. So we went to China. We did quite a few projects there. Here on the ground in the factory are 4 houses. The one on the right is my design studio out in Tapuna. The one on the left is down on Lake Rotorua. The ones in the further distance are actually in Samoa. Here you see the house arriving on Lake Rotorua and being placed on its footings, and it only took a few days and you're ready to walk indoors and live in the house. So it's a great system, and beautifully finished too. We have our own cabinet making factory in Vietnam and another duplicate one here in the Western Bay to do little tweaking bits that we have to do on the projects. The interior finishing is beautiful. This one is in Western Samoa, and there we are. The kitchen on that one is pure stainless steel because of the termite problem over there. Now, we've moved the operation to Vietnam. Vietnam is far more flexible, far more willing to do each job differently, because Kiwis are very individualistic. They like the house to be designed and built just for their own tastes, and the Vietnamese are right on board with that. Harder to do in China, where they need huge volumes and they're more into mass production. So anyway, our Vietnamese factory is just wonderful. As you probably know, Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam are emerging in the world marketplace as great countries to work with. Vietnam's leading the others because it is more advanced. And it's just interesting because they were occupied by France and Japan, and they've had a lot of history with other countries. They're very savvy people. And just the fact that they've come through all that they've come through and are still as effective as they are is a real testimony to the attitude of these great people. That's my little workshop on the left-hand side there. The little blue tool shed is where I keep my stuff that the guys use. And these are 3 projects. The one I'm standing on is the one for Waiheke Island. The next one is for Tapuna. And the one further down is the one for Waihi Beach, Bowentown area. This one in the distance here in the factory shot is for Rotorua. That's a project that has not left Vietnam yet. So one of the unique things about our houses is the roof system. The roof gutter downpipes are all fully integrated, fully built. A normal container dribbles over the edge. Our containers have a high ridge on the edge, and the water is, the roof slants down into the box gutters on the ends, and then down these solid stainless steel pipes on the inside. So it's a fully oyster shell finished system. Our interior lining system is quite unique and very effective. This, by the way, is the stress testing machinery to make sure that it can handle the racking and the loading loads. So here, heavy weights are being placed on the roof to make sure there's no deflection. Same thing happens on the floors and walls. All the wiring goes into conduits. The power points, light switches, circuit boards, everything comes from New Zealand. We actually fly it over there. It's just easier to do it that way. And the conduits are, like everything that goes into the house is in conduits. Our company is unique in that regard. Then the conduits and the blocks that have been placed in the wall are sprayed over with polyurethane foam. We're working to 70 to 80 mil on that at the moment, giving us the acceptable R value that we need and higher. And it's also sprayed underneath the floor as well. The bathrooms are in stainless steel trays, 2mm thick stainless steel trays. The entire room is over a tray with a drainage. The shower drops down into that. And here you see the 18mm plastic wall panel, which we use in place of, Kiwis would use normally Hardys or something like that with a tanking system. We're using this 18mm panel with then just sealing the joints. Much more effective. Very strong stuff. Here you see the secondary insulation, rock wool on top of the polyurethane. You see the ceiling panels going down. And this is the Bowentown job, which the code name is B9. And the B9 project is on the water now, coming to New Zealand. The consent application is in Western Bay Council at the moment. It has several interesting features. A deck, which sits over a completely oyster shell designed roof with the downpipes, box gutters and everything. It has the railing. It also has an internal staircase, which includes the kitchen. And that's a beautiful little piece of machinery. The staircase was engineered here, built over there. The kitchen sits under that, and the water tightness is a major thing. We have a very thorough water tightness system, which we go into in great detail. This is the railing on the ground. This is the railing, and there you can see that below the deck is the box gutter, which has stainless steel leaf guards on top of it, and of course that drops down into the downpipes from there. This is the next job, which is actually here in New Zealand right now. This is what is the P7 job on Waiheke Island. There's the house in the factory. There it is assembled. There it is with the plywood on the walls, the blocking and so on. This is the kitchen. All of this is now in Te Puna. Now this is a very important feature about all of our modules. They have to be licensed with a global license to travel. That plate, as you can see, says that it can handle 41 tons stacking on top, 150 kilonewtons racking. This is way beyond anything that a normal house would experience. Now this is all calculated with the doors and window holes existing already, not like a shipping container house that's made in New Zealand where you calculate it and then you start taking stuff out of it. No, these calculations were made with the door and window spaces in it. And that's the difference with our system. We are not chopping up old containers. We are building these houses in a container factory from the ground up with all the doors, windows, drainage, everything built into it from day one. Anything we can do to help at all, please let me know. And I hope this has been helpful for you. Thank you very much.